Hi, I'm Matt from Waits Photographic and I'm with David Parry from Canon UK, who's going to talk to us about the brand new Canon EOS 5DS.
Hello, so this is the new 5DS. This is an addition to our lineup, so this isn't replacing any model of camera that we have at the moment, and it's sitting right at our sort of high-end area of cameras. So this is quite a specialist camera. The big feature with this one is that it has 50.6 million pixels, so a really high pixel count. This is going to be aimed towards the type of photographer who wants the maximum level of detail. So things like your landscape photographer, your portrait photographer, your fashion, and these sorts of people. They're really going to get the best out of the resolution that this camera is capable of doing. Now what we've got, you can see that it's housed within a 5D Mark III body, so it looks very similar to a 5D Mark III, and actually it handles in pretty much exactly the same way as well. If you've ever handled a 5D Mark III, you'll instantly be able to pick this camera up and start using it, and as I said, feel really comfortable using it. But really the main difference between this and the 5D Mark III is going to be the megapixels on the sensor. So this runs at 5 frames a second, so compared to the 5D Mark III, it's not particularly quick, but personally I still think that's fast for something that has a pixel count of 50 million. It has dual Digix 6 processors inside there, and obviously you need that to be able to get the amount of information off the sensor and onto the card as fast as possible. The ISO range inside this one is 100 to 6400 before expansion. Then expanded, it's actually 50 to 12800. Now that's not as much as the 5D Mark III, but if you really want high ISO, high speed performance, you're better off looking at the 5D Mark III. As I've said, this camera is all about detailed photography and getting the max amount of detail out of your subject. Now the metering system inside here, it's a 150 million RGB metering system, so very accurate. And the autofocus is the same, once again, as the 5D Mark III, which is a 61-point all-cross type AF system.
And what about the body? Is it still a magnesium alloy body like before?
Yes, it is. It's actually got a slightly thicker base plate on it as well to try and keep the camera as steady as possible when you're doing those landscape shots or so on. You have to keep the camera super steady. So essentially it's exactly the same weatherproofing, the same design and build, but there are a couple of little differences on here. Something else that is different is that we haven't got a headphone socket on this one, which is something you do have on the 5D3, but we've replaced that with a USB 3 terminal, which is there, and we really feel that the people who use this camera will probably benefit better from USB 3 as those large files are going to be, you're going to want to move them as fast as possible.
And what about the viewfinder? Have there been any changes there?
Viewfinder is exactly the same as the 5D Mark III, so the same layout, the same design, so you'll instantly be able to start using that in a similar kind of way. And also you've got dual card slots as well, which is the same once again as the 5D Mark III. Takes the same battery and also the same battery grip on the bottom as well. But like I say, this one, the big difference in it is the megapixels. The amount of detail that you can get off this camera is incredible.
And what about the LCD screen?
The LCD screen on the back, so it's the same again as what we've got on the 5D Mark III. A difference with this one actually is the quick menu, you can actually customize it. So you can actually change where the icons are and change the size of them. So you can customize this one to make it a bit more personal, I suppose, to the kind of way that you work.
Okay. So this camera has a low-pass filter, but there is going to be a variation, isn't there?
There will be, yes. We're doing 2 versions of this camera. So this is the S that we have here. We're also going to do the SR as well, and that will have a low-pass filter delete in it. And basically what that means is there's going to be effectively two low-pass filters which will cancel out the effect, so you'll have an even sharper image again. So with these 50 million pixels, you can have an incredibly sharp image, which is the S, and the SR will have the effect of deleting the low-pass filter, which will give you even sharper images again, but you may get moire patterns. So it really depends on the type of subject that you're shooting. So if you do a lot of landscape photography, photographing subjects with maybe more organic shape to them, so not regimented lines, you might find the SR being the better camera because you're less likely to get moire patterns, and if you do landscape you're likely to have more time to be able to edit your images and that kind of thing. But if you work maybe in a slightly faster paced environment in fashion photography or something like that, you might find the S being the better camera because you're less likely to get moire.
Thank you very much, David. For more information on the 5DS and the 5D SR, head over to wexphotographic.com.